Hello, Miguel.
Oi, professor.
Hello, man. Good evening.
Good evening, professor. Professor, eu tô tossindo muito, então se eu tossir bastante nessa aula, é porque eu tô meio doentinho.
No, don't worry. Okay. I think that we can do this class a little. How can I say? So not so short, but so directly. That's right. It's
Yeah.
a very directive point that happened today. What do you think? One of the most important things that happened in the world today.
The Pope was announced.
Aha, that's right. That's okay. Very good. So we are going to talk about a little about that. Okay. So we've a text. Uh, where can we have the dimensions about you and me? Because Chat GPT is an excellent construction of text. Do you know?
Yes.
I only say, I say, Chat GPT, I want this about my student, Miguel, and his teacher, Romilson, about this content. Please do exactly what I want. And he says, okay, master. Okay, let's go then. Okay, let's go now. Just a moment. Let me see. That's the document. Aha. you know, we have to be okay, first just we are going to read the text, okay, about the if we have any word that you don't know, we can check the translation, okay, just to how can I say, to have a finish in our doubts in some words. That's right. Okay, so let's go. The new Pope 2025. Hi, Miguel. Have you seen the news about the new Pope?
Yes, I have. Pope Leo the 14th, right? The first American-born pope. That's huge.
Exactly. Born in Chicago and later became a Peruvian citizen. Quite an interesting background.
I read I read he worked as a missionary in Peru for years. That must give him a different perspective on poverty and community work.
Okay, definitely. Eu mexi aqui e perdeu. Peraí. Definitely. His experience in Latin America could shape his priority, especially regarding social justice and the poor.
Do you think he'll be more progressive or conservative?
Well, from what I have read, he is socially committed like Pope Francis, but holds more traditional views on issues like women's ordination and same sex unions.
That could cause some tension in the church. Many people are hoping for change.
Hmm, okay. My God, just a moment for change. Let me see. Okay, true. But maybe his diplomatic background and life experience will help him find balance. What's your impression of him so far?
I think he seems humble and grounded. I'm curious to see how he'll deal with challenges like declining church attendance in the West.
Good point. And don't forget the importance of the interfaith dialogue. The world really needs unite right now.
Vixe, cadê, professor?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I hope he brings fresh energy while still respecting tradition.
Let's keep an eye on his first 100 day. That usually says a lot about a new leader.
Agreed. Maybe we can do a follow-up conversation in a few months.
A gente vai conversar disso depois, peraí. A great idea, Miguel. Let's schedule that. Vamos agendar isso. Daqui a 100 dias a gente vai conversar de novo. Ok? É um texto bem interessante, viu? Acaba olhar assim, né? Very good. Eu acho que as palavras estavam tranquilas, não foi? Normal, dá
Sim,
para entender
tava
tranquilo?
tranquilo.
Hoje
Sim.
estava bem direta, tranquila. Very good, excellent. Bem interessante mesmo. Quando eu faço, eu fico olhando, digo, está legal, dá para conversar tranquilo. Excellent. Okay? Okay, so now I need to, just a moment. Uh-huh. Okay, so that's right. Okay, have you a company in this aspect, isso como fosse acompanhar, observar, pode ser também, porque pode ser companhia e o verbo acompanhar, certo? Have you seen or have you, how can I say, known what is the significance of this Pope or Leo 14th being the first American-born Pope?
I didn't hear many good things about him. I don't know
Okay,
much.
okay.
But I do know that there was a lot of people that could have been the Pope.
Yes, because each Pope that that is in charge, okay, of course, in front of the Catholic Church, uh, each of them have some specific role to, how can I say, to maintain the principal point of the religion, the Catholic Church. For example, Francisco has a different line to procedure, and for example, what's the esqueci do outro que foi antes, né? And the other popes, and I think that this one has something different, but in some comments on journals and not newspaper on TV, they say that he has a more or less some specific line as Francis. Okay, so as the text, we have 100 days to check this. Okay, that's
Yes.
right. So, dear, but how might his missionary work, I don't know if you know that, okay, but no problem, in Peru influence his approach to the papacy? Papacy is como fosse papado, né? Que seria o... How might his missionary work in Peru influence his approach to the papacy?
I think that it maybe will give him more of a uh peraí, deixa eu lembrar
Hmm,
da palavra.
no problem, dear.
An understanding on poverty and how to treat people since he had to take care of I assume that he had to take care of many people living in bad conditions and he knows how to I think I'm assuming right now,
Mm-hmm.
but I
Okay.
think that he might have more of a it might be more easy for him to deal with poverty and people in need.
Yes, it's a very important thing about this election of popes in Catholic Church that they observe the cardinals from all over the world. Yes, and they know the specific characteristics of each one of them. So when they are elected in this case, of course, there is a specific role to do. Yes, and this missionary work in Peru, of course, that is a good point to observe in a cardinal, yes, to be a pope or to approach to the papacy. Okay, that's right. Very good, Miguel. Okay, but in what ways could his conservative views impact the church's direction?
Can you elaborate?
Okay, in what ways, in what forms could his conservative views or the conservative views of the Pope can impact the church direction, the church, how can I say, um, line, né? A linha da igreja, a direção da igreja. The conservative views of the Pope can
I
impact.
mean, I think it will impact a little bit more because Pope Francis, he was a
Mhm,
little less conservative than I think the
mhm.
actual. is. And I think things might change a little unless Leo he changes his perspective and his view along the years.
Yes, if I'm not wrong, as I have observed and I have seen in the Francis, how can I say, timeline, suppose, if I can be this, if I can say this, uh, in the past, some years before the Pope Francis, uh, the people who were separated cannot congregate in Catholic Church. Yes, and when the Pope Francis approached to the church, he, how can I say, rapaz, aliviar, rapaz, agora eu me lembrei como é que, esqueci como é que é. How can I say, como fosse aliviar, relieve, and he relieved the tensions about or on these people. Because when the people separated, according to the religion, these people cannot congregate. Yes, and when Pope Francis approached the church, he is relieved this, how can I say, not ordinance, but rule or ordinance. Okay, and Pope, how can I say, relieve this and other things that the Pope Francis did in his, how can I say, in his time in front of the church was that the man among the people who have the same sex could let me see, the priest cannot do the marriage, yes, but to permit the people go to church normally. Ele não, por isso parece que não poderia fazer o casamento em si, mas ele poderia pelo menos abençoar a união. That's right, the union of these people of the same sex. And Francisco worked on this issue, nesse assunto, né? That's right. Did you know that?
Not really. I didn't know it. I heard about it, but I didn't know that much.
Yes. Okay. And it's very, how can I say? Because in the past, the Pope didn't permit this. Okay, and some years after, with the Pope Francis, he could to talk about with all the clergy, o clero, né, como eles falam, né, o clero, the clergy, and etc. Okay, but okay, what do you think his elections will affect the Catholic Church present in Latin America? Do you know something about it? How do you think his election will affect?
I don't
If
know
it
if
affects.
it'll.
Se
I
vai
don't know if
afetar, né?
it'll. I don't know if it'll affect a lot
Uhum.
because the Pope is is North American, and
Uhum.
really everything that's happening about the Pope right now is centered in Europe, especially in the
Yeah,
Vatican.
yes.
So I don't think it will influence a lot, aside from people talking a lot about it.
Okay, that's right. Okay, so now I have some more questions here. How important is it for religious leaders to address the modern social issues? How important is for religious leaders to address, direcionar, né, to address modern social issues, aqueles, né, assuntos sociais modernos? How important is it?
Politicians.
No, I think is in general modern social issues. For example, like this, the marriage and union for the same sex. How can I say? People who abandon the church, the poverty, and the climate change, etc. Because some popes are immersed in some social situations or issues. Okay, how is it important to a pope or leader to address a modern social issues?
It's very good to give the people some context and some closure of what the person thinks and
Uhum.
how he plans to make his. Como é que eu posso dizer? Tipo, Mandato, alguma coisa assim, professor.
Mandato, pode ser commandment, it's possible, que pode ser mandato, ou pode ser também, para a religião, pode ser também mandamento, aí depende do contexto.
I think it will give more closure on it on the time he will pass in that certain. Professor, eu não tô conseguindo pensar na palavra para falar, professor, em mandato.
Porque no caso pode ser, ó, porque command é comandar, certo? Não sei se é mandato, deixa eu ver aqui. Não sei se pode ser, porque tem essa questão também. Mandato no seguinte, do que o trabalho é? Que ele
Sim,
tá
no tempo que ele vai passar como papa.
então, tem uma expressão que se usa para isso. In charge. Ou seja, naquela, naquele trabalho, naquela ordenança ali, é in charge, pode ser. Por exemplo, se você é assim, ó, o vereador no mandato, ou seja, como é que é? The representative in charge, ou seja, em serviço, em mandato, entendeu? Pode ser usado muito essa questão. Charge.
Maybe it will give some enclosure to the people while he
Esse mesmo.
stays in charge of being a
Isso.
pope. And I think it will just make us understand him a little bit more.
Yes. Ok? Porque no caso é no cargo, é no mandato, entendeu? Very good. That's right. Very, very good. Let me see more. Just a moment. Okay, so I think it is very, very early to say so many specific things about the actions of Pope Francis and Pope Leo XIV. Okay, but in your opinion, what are the potential benefits that he can have for the citizenship all over the world for the Catholic Church, for example? What are the potential benefits that the Pope can have or can give for all citizenship? No caso, seria no caso para toda a questão, né, do católico em si,
I,
porque
I think I
speak.
think that it marks a new time for the church. It's
Yes.
a new era, but we have to get used to it because things change. And we had a lot of popes from last years. It changed a lot, but
Yes.
it happens. And Pope Francis was very good, but
Okay.
now we have to get used to the new pope.
That's right. Okay. So, and what about you, dear Miguel? How often do you go to church? How often do you go to church, for example?
I go sometimes once a week or once
Okay.
2 weeks.
Okay, that's right. Usually with your granny.
No, usually with my mom.
Yeah, very good. Excellent. That's right. Very, very good. So it's very good, dear Miguel, to take part uh, about these things about the faith, because we are body, of course. That's right. But we are also spirit. Okay, it's a really complication to explain like that, but the faith is something that we cannot touch, but we can feel. Okay, so very good for you and your mom too. I thought you normally went to church with your granny. Okay, but that's right, very good. But what church do you go? You normally
I go
go.
to I go to a Catholic church.
Okay, but near your house?
Yes.
Yes. If I'm not wrong, when I went there, and sometimes when I go to do some work, some jobs about PVC, I sometimes pass by your near your street, and I sometimes I saw a church if I'm not wrong, when I go to a house, it is on the right side, if I'm not wrong. Tem uma do lado,
Yes,
não sei se é do lado direito. Nessa, né? Não tem um que fica do lado
yes.
direito, né? That's
Near a
right.
supermarket.
Yes, I observe when I go to when I go to a place near your house, installing PVC. Normally, I see this because I always take this road, this street, okay, to go to do the service. But very good. I remember that. And there are some days, some months I have not gone there, but I remember. Very good. If I'm not wrong, it's brown, como fosse uma marrom assim, né? Uma cor marrom, né?
Mais ou
Como fosse
menos.
tijolo de tijolo assim, né? Como fosse cor de tijolo, mais ou menos, né? Que ela fica do lado direito, se eu não estou enganado. Bem bonitinho, um pouco recuada, né?
Não, eu acho que você tá confundindo.
Porque tem uma que ela ficava como fosse assim, um pouco. Tem uma calçada mais livre, ela ficava um pouco mais para dentro, assim, se eu não estou enganado. É até assim, você entra no posto, aí mais para frente, do lado direito.
Sim, sim, é isso aí mesmo.
Não é isso? That's right. Posso estar me confundindo a cor do momento? Very good. But it's very good, Miguel, to go to church. It's necessary. Okay? Because our body is, how can I say, eu ia dizer, como é que eu diria matéria, hein? Como é que eu diria matéria? Do you know how to say matéria?
Em que sentido, matéria?
Que pode ser, mas aí é massa, né? Mas pode ser, né? Eu creio que
O
poderia
material?
ser. Não, matéria assim, o corpo, que ele quer dizer, né? Porque aí tem vários, né, formas de se falar, né? Deixa eu ver se eu acho aqui. Just a moment. Achei uma aqui. I have found this. So, that's right. Material. Material. É material mesmo, mesma coisa. Pode ser material e pode ser matéria. Ok? Por exemplo, matéria bruta, raw material, é a mesma coisa. That's right. Okay? And our body is material, but our faith is a spirit, is, how can I say, we cannot touch. That's right. Very good. So, at the moment, to conclude here, what do you desire for the new Pope, Leo 14th?
I just hope that he is a very good person and that he makes a good image for the Catholic Church.
Okay, that's right. And that God blessing, yes, in this, how can I say, in this mission, yes, that it's not easy because, you know, many people has different opinions and he needs to be, how can I say, I don't know how to say, to be precisely in that project of the God's words, the God's, how can I say, conduction, yes, the people to God. That I think is the principal mission of a leader, independent, Catholic, evangelical, etc. Okay, Protestant. That's right. We need to help to take people to God, as Jesus Christ said when he was here on earth. Okay, so Miguel, so I would like to thank you here for your presence, and it was another good talking about this subject. Okay, what did you think? How did you like it?
I think it was very good.
Very good. Okay, that's right. Okay, so thank you and get better. Okay, and God bless you. If you are at
Thank
school
you.
tomorrow, I'll see you there. Bye bye, man. Have a good night.
Bye bye.
Bye bye, dear.